As the assistant for the course, my name is Cindy Matlock, and I want to also welcome you to the class. My role today is to describe the assignments, most of which hopefully you have begun by this point. The 4 assignments are numbered in the order in which they are due. And the first one is the Where I Am from either a poem or a short essay. I hope you've enjoyed the book as much as I did and have begun your own creative self-expression. You'll notice from the paragraph that describes the assignment there are really no style requirements other than to post the assignment in Arial font at the 14-point size. Enjoy the assignment, and when you share it with other people in the class, I think you will enjoy what people have written, and also you'll have the opportunity to comment on their postings as well. Assignment 2, again, hopefully you have located your book and begun reading it. The rationale is as stated in the paragraph, and then the assignment. I'd like to go over the assignment just a little bit with you. You have either selected a book or been assigned a book by one of the theorists that we are studying in this course. The book list in its entirety is located on the home page of this website. The assignment, though, is to create a UID, a Universal Instructional Design Compliant narrative PowerPoint, or a video presentation. The presentation will explain the theory and your thoughts about the book. When you do this, you will be posting the assignment in 2 formats. One will be as your presentation, whether you've decided on the narrative PowerPoint or the video. The other posting will be as a handout. It will serve as a handout for your classmates so that they may print the handout if they so desire. Make sure your presentation includes the following, and you can follow this along in your syllabus as well. But in the presentation, list the title of the book and the author's name. We'd like a photograph of the author as well and a brief biography. Let us know who your author is. And then an explanation of the format of the book and a summary of the key points. You might find this in the table of contents of the book. Number 3, please include the most important information about the theory that you learned about from the book. Your objective is to explain the theory in enough detail to assure that the students in your class understand the theory. Also, describe the strengths and weaknesses of the book. Include any suggestions for improvements that you think the author would benefit from, especially if that author was writing a second edition of the book. Generate 3 to 5 questions you have about the theory. For example, if you were leading a class discussion, what provoking questions would you pose to your classmates? Feel free to include any other personal reactions or comments you have to the book, and then conclude your presentation with some final thoughts. On your final reference page, make sure that you reference the book in APA style. The third assignment is the informal theory self-analysis paper. Again, the rationale is presented, and the assignment is to write a 900 to 1200 word paper that analyzes your own personal development in late high school to the college years. And you can do this from one of 2 points of view. One could be your personal point of view, as in the first person, I. For instance, I was a resident assistant in college, and it greatly affected my development in college. The second format could be in the third person point of view. For instance, Cindy was a resident assistant during her junior and senior years. In addition, in that paper, we'd like you to explain any major events or experiences that you think contributed to your development while you were in college. What events or experiences caused major shifts in your way of thinking or acting? Perhaps you had a roommate that had great influence on you. How did the ways in which you interacted with others change and develop? Most students, when they go to college, are in an environment that may be very unfamiliar to them and that has greatly influenced their development. How did your confidence levels change? How did your personality change? What would you consider to be your largest accomplishment from that point in your life, or your biggest failure? Again, follow closely any APA publication guidelines. So if you use references, which you really should not be doing, this is more written from your personal experience. However, if you do use some sort of resource, please reference it using the APA style. This paper, as you've read about, should be completed before any of the readings that you have done, so as those readings do not influence your writing. Assignment number 4. This is the formal theory self-analysis paper. This is really part 2. The rationale again is there, and the assignment this time is to write a little bit longer paper. This paper is 1,200 to 2,500 words. This is the formal theory self-analysis paper. Your revised formal self-analysis paper should incorporate a number of major developmental and learning theories that were discussed in this class. You should look at your first paper and then apply the theorist and some of the learning that you have learned, the new knowledge that you have acquired, and apply that to your first paper, to those first experiences you wrote about. Again, there will be an evaluative rubric. You'll find those posted on the home page of the website again. So those are the 4 assignments. You'll also see, following the assignments, a brief discussion about the participation in this class. That is in the form of the reading journals that Dr. Myers presented in the earlier video. These assignments were designed carefully and intentionally to help you become more knowledgeable of student development theory, as well as they will help you become more effective as you interact with students in the future. We welcome you to the class again, and you will be hearing from us frequently.